Matrix Resurrections is out, and I mean, even as a Matrix fan, a big Matrix fan, I could admit that it's not the film that I kind of wanted it to be. I like it, I definitely like it, but goddamn, there are a few things that I think could have been a bit better. So join me as I go down, in my opinion, a few problems with the Matrix Resurrections. Welcome to Jam Punch, my name is George. I just want to clarify, this is honestly coming from a place of love. Seriously, I love the Matrix universe. I liked the Matrix Resurrections. So please don't come at me with pitchforks thinking I'm dissing the film for no reason. I'm not. Firstly, break it down. What was the actual storyline of the Matrix Resurrections? So obviously we've got Neo kind of regaining his, awareness of what's happening around him. He's stuck in this new Matrix, blah, 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 blah. But that's kind of like a thing that's been going for ages with every Matrix story. Even the comics, they have this kind of ongoing thing of people realizing they're stuck in a simulation. That's not really a story. The story of the Matrix Resurrections is Trinity, she regains her memory and she has these new powers in the Matrix. That's it. That is the entire story of the Matrix Resurrections. The problem with that storyline is that it's nothing new. Next, we have that incredible character that everyone loves from The Matrix Reloaded, the Merovingian. He appears in the middle of the film, and it's an incredible moment where you go, oh my god, it's the Merovingian, it's the Frenchman, he's that gangster who has all those weird vampires and werewolves appearing underneath him in The Matrix Reloaded. And then we see none of that. So he just appears, and then, 10 minutes later, he is gone. He is completely gone. This is the moment that kind of said to me that The Matrix Resurrections is too much of a nostalgia trip. There is so much nostalgia in The Matrix Resurrections, and yeah, that's fine because that's part of the story. The story is about the nostalgia and how that is important to the characters. The problem is that this piece of nostalgia went nowhere. It was literally just the Merovingian just in this warehouse place. He stood around, he whined and shouted a bit, and then nothing happened. Next, there are loads of cool moments in The Matrix Resurrections, but they're not really stitched together. I mean, similarly to what I'd said about the Merovingian, is that there are so many cool moments. We have Morpheus becoming an agent kind of thing. We have this new Matrix version where everything's a bit more orange. We have machines being on the same side as humans now. We have Niobe being older. We have a new human city. So many cool moments, but it's like they're just kind of there. It's just Neo learning about them and that's it. It just seems almost like Lana Wachowski thought, okay, let me make a list of random little Matrix things that could happen and just blob them in the film, instead of kind of coming up with a storyline and then seeing what naturally occurred as branches off of the main storyline. Next, there's no abstract threat, really. This is the problem that comes with having a new kind of world for humans, a new world for people, the I.O. city, is that now they're comfortable, now that they're not constantly struggling and constantly fighting against the machines anymore, it means that there's no real kind of threat anymore. Yeah, they do talk about being killed at the end because the analyst threatens to kill Trinity, but really this is the Matrix. It's all about abstract threat. It's all about what happens when your mind is implanted into a digital hard drive. That's the threat that we want to see, not just, oh, she could have got shot in the head. Like, yeah, there's a million films out there where the hero could get shot in the head. That doesn't really mean anything in The Matrix. At one point, Bugs says that Neo has made it clear what they're fighting for, and his sacrifice was worthwhile. Well, it hasn't been made clear to me. Like, I don't know what they're fighting for. What used to be the case is that the machines were fighting to control the human race, and the humans were fighting for freedom. And that was kind of like the ongoing, the war. That's what they're fighting for. Humans for freedom, machines for control. Whereas now, I don't know what they're bloody fighting for anymore. Because, we've got machines on the same side as humans now. We've got machines fighting each other, apparently. They've got separate cities. So now, it's just glossed over in this one line of dialogue where Bugs says, oh, you've made it more clear what we're fighting for. Well, bloody hell, Bugs, that's not clear to me. Here's a potentially big one. The action, guys. Like, come on. This is meant to be The Matrix. The Matrix is the badass action film. That's the whole point. The Matrix trilogy has some of the best, I mean, even now, there are some really goddamn cool fight scenes in the Matrix trilogy, or the original trilogy at least. Yes, some of it is dated, some of it looks silly, but just the concept, you know, if you take a step back from the special effects, and you just look at the idea of Neo, you know, the guy who's like a superhero fighting an ongoing swarm of Agent Smiths, then that's just an amazing idea. It doesn't matter whether it's good special effects or not. Whereas here, we don't really have anything like that. You know, the fight scene at the end where they're driving on the motorbike and Neo's using his weird force cloud thing to push people away. I mean, what the hell is that? He's not even punching them. He's just literally just, like, moving his arms, and this weird shockwave just goes boom and, like, blows them away. We do have some cool moments, like in the basement we have Smith versus Neo, and they do a couple cool moves, but really, what the hell has happened to the action scenes? Next, this is a big one to me, the music. What's happened to the music? Normally in any action film you have some incredible music that punctuates the action. You have music that matches the action, music that goes, you know, sometimes it can contradict the action. Whereas that doesn't really seem to happen in The Matrix Resurrections. The music's just kind of there and you basically ignore it. There's this one amazing little montage which has a song by Jefferson Airplane called White Rabbit. Now that I love. I absolutely love that because it's something a bit different. You have a song with lyrics giving context and feeling to this montage. I love that bit. But other than that, the music had no real feeling. Bring back Don Davis. Bring back Rob Duggan. Where were these two when Warner Brothers were finding the musicians for The Matrix Resurrections? Don Davis made some iconic music for the Matrix trilogy. Like, there is the certain kind of arrangement of horns, where if you hear that, you go, oh, that's Matrix. You only need to hear like 3 seconds worth of horns, and you go, there we go, that's the Matrix soundtrack. That's what Don Davis did with the original Matrix trilogy. But now, in the Matrix Resurrections, there is a little bit of those horns right at the start. Other than that, the action scenes have basically forgettable, slightly empty music. Here is a moment that I just found a little bit annoying. Zeke fist bumping that little robot. I just thought that was a bit too silly. Like, yeah, I love the kind of human elements of the Matrix Resurrections, but goddamn, that was just a bit silly, was it not? Like, that just felt like it was, you know, Jar Jar Binks in the Star Wars, kind of like just high-fiving one of his fellow aliens or a human or something, you know what I mean? And rounding it off, god damn guys, what was that Rage Against the Machine cover at the end? Oh lord, they could have done without that, I feel. This did come from a place of love, I promise you. I'm not trying to just hate on the Matrix Resurrections for no reason. But if you like the sound of this, then please subscribe. My name is George, this is Jam Punch, and I will see you next time.